Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
Shout out to all my tea sippers out there. We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because you already know this tea is what? Piping hot. All right, you guys. I hope you guys are doing good. So I know a lot of you guys are here for the breakdown, honey, because don't nobody break down shit like Lovelyti point blank into the period, okay? So a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about the whole Malik Yoba situation, honey. If you guys don't know, this morning I had posted on my Instagram page, I posted a snippet of Malik Yoba basically on the Breakfast Club. It was him, and it was a few other people from the LGBT community. Sorry, I think one of the girls' names was Carmen. I don't remember the other people, right? So he goes on there, and once again, he's running around preaching to the high heavens that he is a straight, heterosexual man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing gay about him. This whole situation is just insane. Once again, like I've said from day one, Malik Yoba is nothing more than an agent of chaos, okay? I want you guys to go ahead and watch this snippet really quick that I posted on my Instagram page. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
And for those that are confused about the language, cis is a term from chemistry that means two things that exist on one side, right? So for someone like myself who is heterosexual, who loves women, but I love people, and I hate to see people suffering. Mm-hmm. It's really, really basic for me. And so it's not about coming out. It's about stepping up and saying, yo, black man, when people want to shame Mr. C, or they want to shame Eddie Murphy, they want to shame Teddy Pendergrass, they want to shame folk because of their association with folks. I just felt like, who else is going to be willing to put a target on their back?
I don't think Eddie Murphy ever stepped up, though.
No one has. No one has. That's my point.
Oh.
That's my point. And
Honey. All right, so you guys just saw what Malik Yoba had to say. This dude is more confused than this damn lip gloss I'm wearing right now. I couldn't tell you the color. I mixed like 4 different shades, and this is what the hell came out, okay? So anyways, I need to go ahead and break a lot of stuff down. I don't know if this video is going to be 10 minutes long or 40 minutes long once I get done editing, but it is what it is. I initially was going to go live, then I decided to go against live. I just want to just come on here and speak for myself on video. I don't need no background dancers. I don't need nobody to have my back. I can stand in my truth because I got that good credit in the word of Miss Gia TV, if you guys remember her from back in the day. So any damn ways, I want to go ahead and, kind of put some more information out there. I want to put some things into context because I'm seeing a lot of misinformation, okay? First and foremost, let's talk about the whole Maurice Willoughby situation. When this first came out, I, like a lot of people, initially thought it was a situation where this man was being bullied. This video was going viral. And then basically the next day he killed himself after the video. This is the narrative that the mainstream media is putting out there. This is also the narrative that Malik Yoba continues to put out there as well. Well, when I made my first video about Malik Yoba, several people and friends of mine in the LGBT community hit me up and were like, T, this is not real. That's not what happened. This dude was a trans abuser. He was beating on his girlfriend, and when his girlfriend finally got the strength to leave him is when he killed himself. Another one of my really good friends in the LGBT community also told me that this video is old. This is not a new video. This video was placed on a Facebook group over a year ago. This video has been circulating the internet. So do you guys see how the mainstream media tries to push a narrative, and that's not even what happened? But before I go there, let me go ahead and read to you a post from somebody from the trans community, basically putting all the information out there. And then I have videos of Maurice Willoughby's girlfriend and the mother going back and forth on social media. So like I said, this video might be long, but I want to break everything down to you guys and put everything into context. So y'all go ahead and check this out. So the Marsha P. Johnson Institute, they wrote this back on August 21st. They also tagged Mark Lamont Hill, but he never replied back, I don't think. But this is what they're saying. They're saying yesterday news broke that a cisgender man named Reese took his life after being ridiculed for loving his transgender girlfriend, Faith Palmer. Several outlets and media figures have framed this to be an instance of a cisgender man being bullied into taking his own life. Reese's suicide is not the time to discuss cisgender men who date transgender women. Faith went to Instagram Live to clarify that Reese's suicide occurred through an overdose after she left him. A heavy drug user, Reese threatened to take his life and Faith's life. She ran away to safety, and it was then that he committed suicide. Our deepest condolences to Faith and also the Reese family. This is a time to mourn for a loss of life and support. Faith, during this difficult time in her life, she is a survivor of abuse. And also stated on her Instagram page, a woman who lost her lover. Black women are always mourning and caring for the world while trying to keep ourselves alive. Our love and support goes to Faith. All right, so you guys just heard me read that. So this is the real narrative. But yet and still, if you Google this young man's name, everything that's being attached to him is that he was supposedly bullied for dating a transgender woman, and that's what caused him to kill himself. But nobody's addressing the real issue, which is this cisgender man was beating the hell out of his transgender girlfriend and threatened to kill her, okay? So maybe he was dealing with his own, sexuality issues, and every time he looked at his so-called girlfriend, it bothered him, hence why he kept beating on her. And this was not a one-time situation. He was constantly abusing this woman that everybody is trying to say now that he loves so much. So this whole narrative is just really creepy how this is being spun. I want you guys to go ahead and watch the videos of Faith Palmer basically admitting and stating that this young man was beating her and that's why she left. And then his mother going off and saying that Faith is a man. So this entire situation is crazy. I want you guys to go ahead and check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
I did everything in my power to save him. I went to the cops after I got beat 3 days in a row because he couldn't control all of these emotions mentally that he was going through with his mom abandoning him. Me not saving him at 14 and waiting until he was of age. People bashing him. There people denying him from, making music because he's gay and he goes with a transsexual. So he battling all these demons and fucking me up unconsciously knowing because he's on these drugs. Blues, perks, Klonopins. I don't take none of that. I just smoke weed. I had to run all the way to New York because the cops would not help me, or the abuse people would not help me. I told them I didn't just want him locked up. I wanted him to get psychiatric help because we had good times. But the more and more we got ridiculed for being who we was, it was built on a bad part, making him grow and hate and obsession. He constantly said if I leave him, he was going to kill himself. I kept saying, I'm not going to leave. Just go get help. I left my house and let him stay here because I just said, go get help. That's all I wanted. If he went to with help. He was so mentally unstable that he was calling my mom and his grandma. They had him on 3-way trying to calm him down because he didn't want to go get help. He didn't want to stop because if he went to get help, they was going to keep him and he wasn't going to be able to see me. And it's like, I'm talking to him. I had to take him off Friend Finder because he was threatening my friends, my family, to the point I had to step away from everybody because in his mind, they were all trying to take me away from him, but in his mind, they were just all trying to save me. And I was so busy stuck trying to save him because he was a good person when when we first was going together for, our first year, I guess. But after the years, it became worse. We was on live here for the time. Y'all seen when he be high. I know I could control him, When he had so much on his heart, I couldn't even control him no more. Wednesday, I went to the police station with a knot on my head. My jaw was swollen. Mind you, I still got stitches in my foot. I'm trying to talk because I hear his voice in my head still. I know I need mental help after this. I know. We have text messages and voice messages of, him admitting that he was beating me up and that he wanted to stop and get help. And all I kept on saying to him was, okay, I'm going to come back when we meet at the doctor's office. In his mind, I was never coming back. But his grandma, because his mom was not nowhere near in the picture, I sat and I heard her eat him up fiercely for being gay. I was sitting next to him while she was on the phone eating him for living in his truth. I'm not basing anything. No, but they're in my inbox, and I don't want them saying shit about you. Nobody can say anything about me because they wasn't getting beat the fuck up for the shit that he was going through. I was. Right? I was. His grandma was in my corner, Carol. That's who told me to go to the cops because she knew that he was unstable because she was talking to him as well as my mama knew he was unstable.
But for y'all to sit up here and say he killed himself, he didn't kill himself. Them fucking two ugly ass bitches that think they women murdered him. They killed him. It'll be no funeral. I'm not reconciling with nobody. I couldn't have my son in life. He was taken from me. The reason why I wasn't in his life, because his dad fucked my first son up and I fucked him up in return. And that's why the grandmother had him. And y'all can take and screenshot this shit, send it to them. I don't give a fuck. Because I got a pussy. I ain't no man. And I wear my balls on my fucking chest. If he was allegedly whooping their ass, it's all motive. That's motive. I don't know why they did what they did. But they story not adding the fuck up. Why would he kill himself? My son too much like me. He was just like this on a live on Kensington and Allegheny, going at them motherfuckers. We don't stand down. Who don't like gay people? Y'all done lost your fucking mind because I was raised by a fucking gay man. That was a father to me. And I love my son. I wouldn't give a fuck if him and that motherfucking transsexual came to my job with matching outfits on. Y'all got me fucked up. That's my son.
With me. Cause I rumbles, bitch. And if your husband, like he said he was gonna cut me, I wanna see his ass get close enough. Cause I'm gonna beat that ass. I'ma fuck him up if he think he gonna cut me. Bitch, is you fucking stupid? I'm Carol's daughter-in-law, which means I was his fucking girlfriend. Which means this size 15 can fit in all your asses at once. And then y'all fucked me up by saying my best friend did anything. She ain't do a motherfucking thing. You know what she did do? She helped me feed his ass because his fucking mother wasn't a fucking mother. That's what the fuck she helped me do. She helped me get fucking weed when the fuck we needed to smoke because he the fuck was going off the hinges. That's what the fuck she did. Yup. So so now she magically killed him and she was the fuck helping out the whole time. So if y'all so much detectives, that means the detectives that's helping it with the case need to be fired. Cause how the fuck these motherfuckers that never met him, me or the fuck her, can say on fucking live or anything else and say the fuck they know us? How? They never even met us.
All right, so you guys just saw those videos, and like I said, the whole situation is just really crazy and sad. So when I see Malik Yoba steadily trying to push this narrative that, oh, he saw himself in this young man, and that could have been him in his 20s, and he needed support because there was no groups for people who like transgenders and things like that, I think Malik Yoba needs to know who he's basically trying to idolize and put on a damn pedestal, okay? Now, there was a lot of things wrong with that Breakfast Club interview. First and foremost, let me go ahead and show y'all this. The Breakfast Club interview had way more dislikes than it did likes. Now, I, applaud them for trying to have a platform to talk about stuff like this. When I tell you, I left that discussion more confused, upset, and, I just don't like when people try to insult my intelligence. I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack. I'm not the sharpest knife in the damn drawer, but don't insult the little bit of intelligence that I do damn have, okay? And it's just watching it was just so frustrating. First and foremost, nobody, I mean no damn body, okay, was looking or checking for damn Malik Yoba. But now that he's jumped on this whole I'm a cisgender man loving trans woman bandwagon, now his name is out there, okay? And with that came a lot of accusations. At this point, I feel like Malik Yoba is going on this hobo transgender loving tour because he's trying to deflect from the fact that that other trans woman came out and said that Malik Yoba was paying for sex when she was underage. And a few other people have corroborated what she had to say. The Phi Beta Sigma fraternity have now removed Malik Yoba from mentoring and teaching young men. So like I always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. If this man has been doing such good work with the Sigma fraternity, then why would they turn their back on him over some alleged allegations from some transgender woman, okay? If anything, you'd think they'd have their brother's back. So the whole situation is fishy to me. But now on top of that, I had one of my subscribers. He's an older gentleman. He's around Malik Yoba's age. He's been a tea sipper for years. And he lives in the Bronx, okay? Shout out to you, friend. So he hit me up and he let me know that rumors of Malik Yoba dating transgender people is as old as New York Undercover. And if you guys don't know, Michael DeLorenzo later on came out. He was the Puerto Rican guy on the show. He came out as gay. So he was saying that a lot of people in their neighborhood in the Bronx, they were always seeing Malik Yoba dating transgender women. This has been attached to Malik Yoba for years, okay? I also found old blog posts from like 2012 where they were outing Malik Yoba and his lover dating transgender women. So this is nothing new. It's only basically, going viral because he attached himself to the young man who allegedly killed himself for dating a transgender, which we've now found out was a whole damn lie, okay? Now, another thing I find funny, this is why I say I believe in predictive programming. Is it not funny that in Tyler Perry's movie, Why Did I Get Married Too, Janet Jackson decided to get her husband, he was playing Gavin at the time, okay, which was played by Malik Yoba. She got her husband, Gavin, a surprise cake. And who jumps out the cake? None other than a transgender woman. Go ahead and check this out.
I didn't know it was your birthday.
It's not my birthday. Patricia, what are you doing?
Can I get everyone's attention, please? Can you gather around?
Patricia, what are you doing?
I would like for all of us to sing happy birthday today to my husband. It's his birthday today. Now, everyone, count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
You think this is funny?
All this is for you.
All right, so you guys just saw that clip. So like I said, it's funny how that was implemented into the movie. So once again, proving predictive programming to be real. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can judge me. I believe in it, okay? So that whole situation is crazy. So now back to the Breakfast Club interview, okay? I felt like this. I felt like Malik Yoba is not only an agent of chaos, he's also a damn chatty patty. He just wanted to talk and talk and talk. I mean, there was a few times where Charlamagne the guy was like, yo, dude, chill out. Can we hear from these ladies? It's like he just kept wanting to talk. I believe that his ass was forced out the closet, okay? I believe that somebody either reached out to him, they were getting ready to leak some stuff, or they're probably still getting ready to leak some stuff, and he's trying to jump ahead of this, okay? Because this whole tour, him going from one platform to another to talk about who he's smashing in the bedroom, to me, it's just insane, okay? Another thing that just really confused me about this is the fact that they're now trying to say that, your gender is not real. Your doctor gave you your gender. So you're not really a woman. You're not really a man. That's just what a doctor decided to make you. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? When a baby comes out, the baby either has a peen or a dang on cooch. That's what determines their gender, not a doctor. So what was going on before doctors were ever around? What was going on in, the damn 1500s before they were, what you call medical doctors? What was going on at the beginning of time? You went off of the genitalia. So for people to be talking like, oh, doctors just made up your gender, and, your gender is something that you think in your mind. And the fact that the Breakfast Club is not challenging this bullshit, the fact that they're scared to just say, nah, bro, that don't even sound right, dude. Are you serious? It was just so annoying, just all the stuff that they were saying that just really logically just did not make any damn sense. I want you guys to go ahead and try out these clips, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
To them, Jackson Jet. When babies are born, the doctor assigns birth. They pull out instruments, they make educated guesses, right? And sometimes while babies are in utero, this changes. There are times where a doctor cannot actually make an assignment. And those people are called intersex. To your point, it used to be the term that people used to call hermaphrodites, right? And so if you identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth, you're cis.
Right.
And to Malik's point, scientifically, it means you're on the same side. If you do not agree because a doctor made a decision based on whatever that doctor was doing at that time, that is how you identify yourself, how you make sense of your sexual identity, gender rotation, or expression, you are trans.
Or non-binary.
And there is a spectrum, right, of what it means to be trans. Too often, this conversation devolves back into people thinking about whether or not somebody has a penis.
That's right.
It don't have shit to do with that, which is why I appreciated Malik talking about and using the word attraction. I'm a black, same gender loving man. I love men, but I have trans attraction.
Right? Off your genitalia. So,
but you know who
to the
you
extent
are.
that one can.
That's what it is. And that's why, because we did have a whole conversation about this, and you identify with what you identify as.
At the point at which you are able to do so. So some of this
Right.
is, so to be clear, what the science says developmentally is that kids as young as 5 years of age, I taught kindergarten, it happens around that age, are starting to make sense of who they are in the world around them. It could be the case, however, if you don't live in New York, where you don't have access to the spaces that Malik talked about, organizations that exist, when you have resource-rich opportunities, you live in rural America where people think black people and black queer people don't exist, you might not encounter somebody of trans experience.
So what about y'all? When did y'all? I don't know. Like, I don't want to use the wrong language.
Tell me why. Let me ask, why is this
curious?
important for you? Yeah, why is this important for you?
Why you gotta know the when and the
why
why?
is it important for you?
Important?
And
only because of the youth aspect to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, only because when you see young, kids identifying as different genders, I'm wondering if they really feel that way or now they have the choices.
When did you know you were what you are?
When did you know you were black?
No.
Black?
Don't do the black. No, when did you know that you are who you are?
I don't know. It's a good question.
All right, so you guys just saw that clip. And the fact that they're going to ask Charlemagne, when did you know that you were black? And then he was like, no, let's not bring up the race. And the fact that they're trying to even mix gender with race, to me, is ridiculous. It was just way too many semantics and way too many things that just did not make sense. Point blank, period, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the whole part where Malik Yoba is basically trying to throw everybody else under the bus and say that he is a straight man and he basically has love for all people, regardless, he loves women. Go ahead and check this out.
Like, I've been watching these dudes, like, feeling like, wow, these are black men. These are black men that have no fellowshipping with other cisgender black men. So I made it a point to reach out to these brothers and say, I want to be friends with you. I want to meet you. Let's sit down and have lunch or coffee, whatever. So I was with Teak about 2 weeks ago. And Teak says, I identify as a queer man. And I'm like, word? Well, yeah, queer for me is, I'm part of the community forever. And, he's saying that it's more of a cultural thing for him. I was like, wow. So, and he only dates heterosexual women, right? Is that the right term?
Yes.
Did I get the right? Okay, thank you. So I said to him, well, I identify as a heterosexual male. I love women. I don't want to, it's not about bragging, but I've made a point in my life to really live a well-examined life, and through all my dating of women, I've always really studied what is it about this journey of loving a woman, right? My parents were separated at 10, when I was 10 years old. I didn't learn how to love a woman based on my father. I had to learn it through experience, right? And so I've been very, very thoughtful about what does it mean, to love a woman. And so I've always identified as heterosexual male. And so when Teak said he identifies as a queer male, I said, so does that mean if we both love heterosexual women, does that mean I need to expand my definition of heterosexuality? Or do I take on this new term? And so I'm not comfortable taking on a term of queer because I don't think there's anything queer about me. I live in a world.
It could be a political stance.
It's a political stance?
It could be a political stance as well.
So I consider myself a heterosexual male that loves women, period, end of story. I am not attracted to the male aesthetic. I am not attracted to men. And so that's where it gets very, very... nuanced, I guess is the word, right? Trans women, or you're attracted to trans women, does that make you, they're men, right? They love to say, but they're men.
Wrong.
So someone said to me, if that is true, so for all of you cisgender women naturally born women who think that trans women
Assign, not naturally born. Again, not naturally born. Nothing about it is natural.
I told you I make mistakes.
Nothing about that is natural.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, for women, what's the language I should say?
Assigned female at birth.
Okay, so for women who are assigned female at birth and stick to that,
and for whom that is consistent with how they identify,
and for whom that's a lot of words. Who
stick with it?
Okay,
you are in a commitment for a stance. So
yes,
do the work.
Yes,
do the work.
Come on,
teach
me. Say it again.
Do the work.
Do it again.
For whom?
For whom?
It's consistent with how they identify.
Okay, so for women who were assigned female at birth and it's consistent with how they identify.
That's right.
Right.
So for those women who question and say that trans women are men, the question I then have for you, if they are men, would you sleep with them? Mic drop. I agree.
Right.
I agree. But it isn't me.
What do you consider yourself?
What do you consider yourself?
He's a cisgender man.
No, I asked him what he considers himself.
I guess straight, based off.
You guess? So there's a gray area there.
No.
What is?
You just said yes. You guess.
You guess.
You guess.
I guess I'm straight.
Honey. They had Charlemagne so shook and damn confused, he forgot what the hell his damn sexual orientation was. They're like, well, are you straight? I think, yeah, I think I'm straight. What the hell do you mean you think you're straight, Charlemagne? You're straight or you're not straight. Like, how did you let these people come in here with their BS and their rhetoric get you so confused and caught up that you forgot that you're a supposed straight black man? I mean, this whole situation is just insane. Let me say this, and a few people might get offended. The transgender folks who rock with me know I'm gonna always keep it real. This is not to offend any of you guys, but you guys know I deal in logic, okay? I don't deal in, you know, what's hip, what's hot. You know what I'm saying? I don't just go with what people want me to go with. I deal in logic, okay? So these people on this platform are basically trying to say that, you know, gender is a construct given to you by a doctor. They even got mad at some of the wording that Malik Yoba was using. To me, at times they came out very hostile. They came off like you couldn't even ask them a simple question without them biting somebody's head off. It's like, how can you have a dialogue when you have up such a defense mechanism? This is new to a lot of people. I didn't grow up in New York, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't exposed to transsexual people. The only drag queen I knew was RuPaul. I didn't even know what transgenderism was until like literally maybe 3-4 years ago, okay? So this is not something I grew up with. This is not a lifestyle that I was around, you know, but people who grew up in New York, that was probably more normal to them. People who grew up in LA, that's probably more normal to them. I grew up in the Midwest. So this is just not something that I'm used to. This is not dialogue that I'm used to. So yes, we're going to be confused. We're going to have questions. So why do you have an attitude? Like, I don't understand that at all. So what's up with the attitude and the dismissal and just, you know, biting people's heads off, okay? Now, Malik Yoba wants to swear up and down that he's a straight male. But like I said in my last video, if he's a straight male, then what do you call straight heterosexual men who are attracted to me, who was born a biological female? How can you say that you're straight, but you clearly said in the interview with Claudia Jordan that you like women with tits and a dick? Malik Yoba messes with pre-op and post-op transsexuals, okay? That's already been confirmed by a lot of people. So let's not act like everybody he's dating is post-op. They've had the full surgery. Most of the people that Malik Yoba has messed with still have their peens, okay? So if somebody has the same private part as you guys are not going to try and get in my head and make it look like TT's the crazy one, because I'm telling you, if you're sleeping with somebody with your same body parts, you're engaging in gay sex. Point blank, period. And I think the reason why Malik Yoba does not want to admit this, and the reason why you have some transgender women trying to co-sign his fuck shit, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, at the very least, if he doesn't want to claim that he's gay, at the very least, he's at least bisexual, okay? You like both. You know what I mean? You like both men and women. The reason why a lot of people in the trans community, trans people who are transgender women specifically, co-sign that bullshit narrative that if you still have a peen, and a so-called straight cisgender man is messing with you, oh, it's not considered gay because he feels like you're a real woman. The reason why they run with that narrative is because if you call it for what it is, then in their eyes, it makes them feel like they're not real women.
It doesn't make a man any different if, he's heterosexual and he loves women and he's attracted to trans women. He's still the same person. I still see him as no different than any other man that loves women.
Now, is there a difference when it fully transitions, let's say, is that a different name that you call opposed to somebody, for instance?
I don't understand your question. You said fully transition.
I'm trying to say, I'm just going to ask a question. So when you're a man and you transition to a woman, right?
If she still had a penis.
This is problematic.
Yeah.
That is problematic because, again, transness has so little to do with otherwise male-determined genitalia.
Right.
We gotta get beyond being fascinated with people's dicks. Period.
So that's why they're co-signing his bullshit and saying, oh no, you're not gay. You know what I'm saying? You're a straight man because I'm a woman, even though I still have my penis. And the reason why he's running with that narrative is because they're co-signing the fuckery. At the end of the day, I believe that Malik Yoba, at the very least, is bisexual. Point blank, period. If we say that he's messing with pre-op transsexuals who still have their male organs, and we say, well, if you're still sleeping with them, you're technically sleeping with a man, it makes them feel some type of way because many of them see themselves as women. So that is why they're trying to push that bullshit lie and that bullshit narrative. And I'm sorry, I'm not riding with that narrative. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Okay. Now another thing. Now, everybody wants to say on this panel that gender doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Your doctor gave you your gender, as if this wasn't something given to you by nature. Okay. So if gender does not matter and your body parts don't matter, then why is it that a lot of transgender people want to change their body part? If it does not matter, why is Carmen Cabrera sitting up there with fake tits? Right? It shouldn't matter. Because some random doctor gave you your gender. So why do you want tits like me? That doesn't make any sense if it doesn't matter. If the male or female anatomy does not matter, then why would transgender people risk dangerous, risky, painful, very, very painful surgeries if those body parts don't matter? I had one of my transgender subscribers break it down in my comment section on IG on how painful her surgery was. She transitioned from female to male. Why would she go through that if that doesn't matter? So you see, people are talking out of both sides of their necks, and I just don't agree with the semantics. You know what I'm saying? That does matter. That is important to people. If it's not important to transgender people, then they would not be going and getting the breast implants. They would not be risking themselves and getting the silicone injections when they can't afford to get fat transfer and things like that. Damn it, I watch Pose, okay? That is my damn show. And I've learned a lot watching Pose. I really enjoy it. I'm watching season 2 now. You know, so I just feel like it was a lot of mush mouth talk, a lot of semantics, a lot of, just pulling anything out the air and just throwing it at the wall and hoping that the shit sticks. And I'm sorry, you're not going to feed me shit and call it sugar. And I'm just really disappointed we cannot have an open, rational dialogue. At the end of the day, I don't care who anybody dates, who anybody messes with. That is your business. We're all adults. Y'all know that. I have friends from all over. Gay, straight, black, white, Asian, Latino, men, women, you know what I'm saying? So I'm never worried about that. But when you're trying to just make stuff up as you go and you're telling me that a doctor gave me my gender, you know what I'm saying? So did the doctor give me damn cramps and, being able to give birth to a child and, nurse them with these and shit? Did the doctor give me that too? Or was that just something that was just part of nature? I left that Breakfast Club interview so confused, filled with way more questions than answers. I feel like it was just a lot of confused people on the panel talking out of both sides of their necks. And you could tell it because there was even certain instances where they disagree with each other and they were checking Malik on the way he was saying things and he slipped up a few times. He's not even believing half the bullshit he's trying to sell to the public. Malik Yoba, you are an agent of chaos, sir, okay? If nobody has told you that, I'm telling you. You're an agent of chaos, and what you're doing a disservice to the LGBT community by running around here dating and sleeping with trans women who are pre-op and then telling the world that you're a straight male. Like, just stop with the games. Stop with the semantics. And I understand people feel like, well, I don't want to be in a box. Just let me live my life. That's fine. Live your life. But then don't come and make this a whole public spectacle. That's the problem. Like I said, nobody was checking for Malik Yoba. Malik Yoba's name was not nowhere on the blogs. He was not trending until he jumped in the fray. So now everybody's going to have an opinion about this situation. Point blank, period. You know, at the end of the day, we need to respect each other. That's what I'm going to leave this video with. We need to all respect each other, but we need to respect that sometimes people are going to agree to disagree with your stance. Point blank, period. And what I saw in the Breakfast Club was a whole bunch of mess. And the fact that nobody in the Breakfast Club was willing to hold anybody's feet to the fire and ask some real questions, now I got to side-eye the Breakfast Club, okay? Because to me, that was way too much of them just running with this narrative and saying whatever they want to say, spew whatever they want to spew, and it just went all the way on without it being checked, without it being validated. There was no doctors on the panel. I mean, it was just a bit much, you know, and that's why that video has way more dislikes than it does likes. So anyways, I know this video will be demonetized because anytime you talk about anything serious, especially if it's anything dealing with sexuality, it will be demonetized on YouTube. So in order to support this video, you guys can hit up my Cash App. I am Lovelyti TV on Cash App, or you guys can join my Patreon. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting me on Cash App lately. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and thumbs up. And if you're mad about this video, feel free to dislike it and unsubscribe, okay? I don't drag none of y'all here to hear my damn opinion. All right, y'all, I'm out. This video's long enough. I feel like I'm going crazy, okay? It was just so much. Just too much. Just way too many semantics and just Malik Yoba. Shame on you. Shame on you for being an agent of chaos. You know what you're saying is bullshit, bro. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces.